class. And Mark, before the show started, you were telling me you took the hard road to 3 years in recovery court.
Yes.
Or the program itself.
Yes.
So tell me, how did you get there?
Well, I started off, and had some charges in DeKalb County here. I had a DUI and a violation of probation, and through that, I got in contact with recovery court and went through the application program. Went and filled out an application, went in front of Judge Cook and got approved, and they sent me to a treatment. And from that time till now, I've had multiple setbacks, and I've done things wrong, and along the way, of course, the judge, he's been just, but he's been fair. He's always, he's never give up on me. He's always given me the benefit of the doubt in anything that I ever done, and even when I wasn't doing right, he was there for me. And it wasn't long ago, about 9 months ago, I went to the judge and the panel. They had decided to send me to Savannah, Georgia, to Mission Teens, and it's a Savannah Mission Bible Training Center. And through that, it's just been a life-changing experience. And like I said, the court panel, they never give up on you. They're one of the best support groups to have on your side. They teach you how to hold yourself accountable by them holding you accountable. And that's what it takes to get through this whole addiction, the whole process. You gotta have lots of support, and you gotta have people that's there for you. And in a time of need, you gotta have somebody to turn to and somebody to call for help.
Do you have any family members here?
I do. Yes, all my family is from DeKalb County.
And how do they feel about where you've been and where you've gone?
Well, they see the change. It's nothing that I have to just go out and say, hey, look, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Well, actions speak louder than words.
They do.
Especially when you have an addiction. I mean, words really don't mean very much when there's an underlying problem, but actions speak.
They do, yes.
And I know you've got some background and some things you took notes on. I'd like for you to share what you want to on that. First, let me get to Judge Cook, and then we'll get back to you. Good morning, Judge. Thanks
Hello.
for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you coming into my courtroom late, but that's all right. I understand you're a busy guy. And today's court day for you too, as well. So we'll make sure we get you out of here as promptly as we can. Noreen was filling us in on the program, or your program, the recovery court program before you got here. Gave us some history, gave us some background, told us how we got to where we are today a little bit. What's your views on all of this, and why was it important to you to get this going?
Well, I had, I heard Noreen go through the chronology of our, starting out with our juvenile drug court. And,
did you hear me ask about the golf clubs?
And I'm too sorry to play golf. You all know that. Our juvenile program, and Noreen was right. Judge Hudson, John Hudson in Cookeville, and I were the first counties in the state to have a juvenile drug court program, and it did so well in about a 3-year period that we got together. Neither county had enough money to have their own drug court coordinator and drug court team. So we got together and decided to have an adult drug court, and we went to 3 separate 1-week period training. I think it was in 2005, and then began the adult drug court program. The probably, and I know Sheriff Ray, who's a big supporter of the drug court program, he has told me before, and agrees with me, and I think the DA does as well, and the public defender, that probably 80 to 90% of the crimes in DeKalb County are some way or another related to drugs or alcohol. Either the people are on drugs or alcohol and they're stealing to try and get money for more drugs, forging checks on their parents, stealing credit cards, running them up, just things like that.
Sure.
And
well, if you read or listen to any of Dwayne's news stories, I mean, you can see that cycle, right? You know, they're all, you know, when he reports on crime for the week or arrests for the week or, you know, something that's gone on, they all seem to come back to, well, that was drugs.
Yeah.
You know, drugs.
Exactly.
You know,
And,
that was.
Dwayne's been a big supporter of the drug court program and has helped us over the years.
Sure.
But you know, it became the revolving door for jail, and unfortunately, there are still people and some dear friends of mine that think that drug addiction is not a disease, that it's just a condition, and that, you know, hey, why don't you just quit? And you know, that is not what science has shown us over the years. In fact, as the years have clicked by, more and more of the science has been that addiction is indeed a disease affecting the brain in various ways. In fact, when drug courts began, generally they were a one-year program, divided into 4 different phases of 3 months each. Well, we found out early on that 1 year is not, that's just getting your toe wet.
Well,
And
clearly Mark's been in the program.
yeah, Mark's a good example.
Been in the program for 3 years, and he's about to graduate. So
He is.
I commend him on that and sticking with it,
Yeah.
and you know, trying to bring that all together for yourself, and that's it's truly remarkable that and commendable that you were able to, you know, just to stick it out and do something better, because that's what it's about, right? I mean, in the end result, that's what it's about.
Well, and what I was going to say is the science now has shown that it takes the brain at least a year of abstinence from drugs to even have the ability to try and stay abstinent. So that's the struggle that these people have, especially, you know, when they first begin any type of program. Now, the longer they're in, the easier it becomes. But now it's probably 2 to 3 years is an average for our people to be in drug court. And as I said, you know, science has shown it's a disease, and you know, when we look at it as a disease, and not that it's comparable to cancer, but you know, when someone says, "Well, just quit," you know, just quit fooling with it. Don't take those pills anymore. It's almost like telling somebody that has a tumor in their stomach, "Well, just reach in there and get it and throw it away," you know, and you'll be okay.
Right.
And that's just not the way it works.
Sure.
And Noreen, as Noreen said, the people in our program are non-violent offenders. They're people that we that are our next door neighbors, and after all, spending $20,000 a year putting them in jail, as opposed to $5,000 approximately a year treating them, is a no-brainer. I mean, it's a no-brainer for anyone.
Sure.
And you know, one of my philosophies for many years has been, as far as jail, we need to incarcerate the people that we're afraid of,
Sure.
and treat the ones that we're mad at. And most of the drug people that we all know, our family members that steal our credit cards and or our guns and sell them for drugs, we're not afraid of them. We're just angry.
Sure.
We're mad at them. And,
Right.
And you know, those are the ones we need to treat. And you know, drug courts have gone above and beyond. And I know Noreen said that when you're in drug court, it is like being on probation to the nth degree, because they are drug tested frequently. We see them in drug court once a week. They have to go to probation. They have treatment that they go to, meetings. I mean, there's something every single day. And we keep our thumb on them, and we have to. But the program has been extremely successful. And it's so rewarding, especially when we see people that have had their children taken by DCS because of their addiction.
Sure.
and then they get their kids back. Because one thing I've learned as juvenile judge is it doesn't matter how sorry a parent is, those kids love them.
Absolutely.
Love them to death.
Absolutely.
And want to be with them.
Right.
And it is so rewarding when they regain custody, they get a job, they get housing,
Sure.
and they become responsible, respectable people. And that's what it's all about.
Right. We'll get back